Vaccinations can be life-saving. It is very important that we get both ourselves and our children vaccinated on schedule. In an age where most of the deadly contractable diseases have been eradicated, people have never seen the devastating effects of the diseases that vaccines prevent against. A small needle is the least of a child's worries, however. With the rise of unvaccinated children, those diseases they prevent against are also rising. Herd immunity will no longer protect children if most of the herd is not vaccinated. There is a vaccination schedule recognized by doctors to be effective. Bridges and Coyne-Beasley say there are several vaccinations that adults need, including influenza, tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis, varicella, human papillomavirus for both males and females, zoster, measles, mumps, rubella, pneumococcal polysaccharide, pneumococcal 13 valent conjugate, meningococcal, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and Haemophilus influenzae type B. This vaccination schedule is very important to prevent many of the complications these diseases can offer to the elderly and the very young. The elderly and children generally have lower immunities than the rest of the population. Bridges and Coyne-Beasley also say that there are very few contraindications for people not receiving vaccines. In fact, it is often better that people with lowered immunities receive vaccinations so they do not get extremely ill. There has been a large outbreak of whooping cough as reported in various news sources. Whooping cough is also known as pertussis. People have stopped vaccinating themselves against it because they feel safe. Wharton states that whooping cough is the only illness we vaccinate against that is still at a high rate of infection. Children are becoming very ill because of it. Infants can die from pertussis. It is common sense to realize that a vaccination costs less in time, pain, and money in this instance. A child that is severely ill is often hospitalized. The parent has to take off work to care for that child. The child will be in a significant amount of pain. One shot compared to all of that is almost insignificant. You are not only protecting your child, you are protecting the children of other people. Those children may not be able to have vaccinations because of an autoimmune disease. Your healthy child may contract an illness such as pertussis and give it to a child with lowered immunities. That child might be much more ill than your child. According to Budenholzer, the human papillomavirus vaccination changes the rate of cancerous cervical change. This is a huge benefit, as cervical cancer used to be a silent killer in women. Artuk et al. Points out in the article about HPV that cervical cancer is third in women's cancers and fourth in mortality rate. There are new guidelines in place for earlier detection of cervical cancer through Pap and Kalu smears. Regular Pap smears can help catch it once you have it, but focusing on prevention is a good start. These women that are affected by this are our sisters, mothers, friends, or daughters. We can give everyone a fighting chance. If we have the option to prevent a killer through vaccination, we should do so. There are many terrible diseases that vaccinations protect against. Third world countries often have diseases that have been totally eradicated within the United States. Polio is still a problem in developing countries, even though we have stopped vaccinating against it here in the U.S. It can cause crippling and debilitating problems in those that acquire it. Vaccinations should not be something that we have to think about. They should be done to protect ourselves and our loved ones. We need them in order to keep down medical costs and missed work time. Prevention is key, because once you have the disease, it may be too late.
Your parent.
Oh yeah, parent.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?